What's up, Digidestins? Did you hear the bell? That means it's another day in the Digimon Market Watch. So guys, let's talk about some cards that are going up, some cards that are going down, maybe some cards you should flip, maybe you shouldn't. We'll have to see. I'm not gonna make all the calls for you guys. I think it's up to you. These cards are your listings, your choices, your money. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. So first off, we have Metal Edamon from Animal Coliseum EX05. So sitting strong at $8 and people are paying for it. Let's go over this real quick here. I get that national hypes is coming. People want to have their product ready for Nats, but here's the thing. Stuff like this will be easily accessible. Pro play games and like core TCG will be there. They're going to open a bunch of product ready for you to buy. So whatever the prices are listed at that time, you can just pick it up there. So guys, don't rush to be getting these cards. I mean, yes, other people might be doing this kind of too, like just trying to make sure they get the product in time for Nats, but don't be rushing for these cards. It just makes no sense. You have access to them and there's going to be enough product to go around to be able to get that card you need. Especially paying $8 for a Metal Edamon is ridiculous. You should be paying like a maybe 99 cents for this card. There's no reason for the deck that is just a fun casual deck to be you paying like $8 a pop for a piece. That isn't really gonna make the meta change. So that's kind of just where I'm at with that. Just letting you know. Then we do have Greymon Alternate Art, $34.99. Hold off on this. Do not invest into this card. The Alternar Art, even though I find it a beautiful card and probably want to grab it, I'm going to wait off on this. I know the deck isn't a competitive success right out the gate. I think it needs a few rounds of support, and then the deck is going to be that great deck that I want it to be. Or enough meta ban and restriction hits that the deck actually becomes tier 1 just because Bandai has pushed it to that category. But you know what? Race Nova I think is a little too high here. I think it's going to come down a lot. Yes, it's a 1 to 2 of maybe 3 in a deck. This is going to be similar to how, what was it? I think it's going to be in the price category of Imperial Dramon Fighter Mode. The red purple one was. It was like in the 10s and stuff like that. It tried to hold strong in the 20s, but it just can't hold that strength. But that's just me letting you know. I don't think it's a smart investment to invest into this right now. Then we do have Dramon Alternar Blast, Ace BT14. So this card right now is sitting at $38.25. There's only 4 listings right now. We do have like 44s, and then it goes up to 50 really quickly, and nobody's really buying it. It was just bought out recently, the last kind of copies at like the 26 range, so probably people got a little more of their Christmas money and just placed the order for it. I would wait for this. This thing is only a 3 of in the future DigiPolice deck, so it's not really worth that crazy investment. Then we have on the Europe side 27 euros to almost 30 euros, which is a little bit cheaper than us, which is good. They're not in a buyout situation like we are. They got a good amount of chunky listings, so you guys are pretty good. Pick it up over time. Dramon decided another buyout happened. I mean, this is probably because JP's listings and results are starting to come in, and Dramon is at 4 in that deck, so this is going to keep pushing high numbers. If it reaches down to 15s again, just pick it up at that price. I do not invest in, say, 20s right now. It's not worth it. It's too expensive. $20 a pop is just not worth it. I think just wait it out. Europe side looking like same effect here, actually. Shooting up as well. We're at 17s to 18s to bumping up to 25s. I wouldn't be surprised if they reach a little bit higher than us as well, but it's just time will tell. Anamon Alternar Blast 8 BT14, $23, and kind of pinging up a little bit. So the Alternar is starting to pick up some traction. Last couple sales were in the 24, 26 range, but there's been at least a couple sales every few days, so it's not terrible. But this thing is just a long hold in my opinion. It's a great Alternar. I think it's really cool. It's a card that will probably always be a 4 of in most vaccine lists for the foreseeable future until something replaces it a little bit better, and then it'll just probably come down to a 2 of. The fact that it can deal with most viruses is really what it's really good about, but it's on deletion. Place this card at the bottom of your security stack. Then if you have a tamer, you may hatch in your breeding area, so it's not bad. Imperial Dramon, excuse me. Did I skip it? I skipped it. Dang it. Let's see. And I'm gonna double check this because I do have a tendency. Yeah, I skipped a couple cards. Okay. Anamon BT14. Let's take a look here on the Europe market. Where are you guys sitting at? 30s euro range to 40. Like, it goes 30s. It kind of has a strong following in the 30 euro range, which isn't terrible. It's showing some traction here compared to us. We're a lot cheaper, but we're kind of clenching closely to the 30s. So just keep that in mind. Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode Ace from New York Comic Con 2023 demo deck. Just in the 38-45 cent range. The reason I'm talking about this is it's more traction on the Europe side than us. I think it's just because we just don't need the card as much, but I don't know. Europe side looking like 30 cents, 35 cents, 40 cents. So I think this might be related to the traction to the restriction Ultimate Cup that they have. I think they're more recently going to have that event sooner than us. So I think that's why they're picking up, because they're just getting ready for Ultimate Cup, and then it's just going to flood the market. So 30 cents, it's not going crazy, but it is showing some traction on their side. Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode Dragonic Roar EX03. Dollars. Not terrible, actually. Where did it kind of just land? It just was doing dollars. So just keep an eye out on this card. I'm going to be honest with you. If you guys have plans on playing red, purple Imperial Dramon, might be worth picking these up while they're $1 right now, and just watch this thing climb once we get closer to the set. And this thing will probably move to like $2 to $3 to maybe $5 once we see more of what the meta looks like once we reach BT16. And then its alternate art's already sitting at 6s, and it's going up. Last couple sold were like in the 850 range. It is going down a little bit by the looks of it, but the traction shows that we haven't had sales since the 25th, which was Christmas, and then it was selling at the 850s. But we've got a few listings on the lower end, so it's not terrible, but could be worse. So let's take a look here. Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode EX03. Let's take a look at Europe side. €4 going down, so €4, plenty in that listing. Then you have 5s. Best way of picking this up, you getting from multiple sellers, is the first multi-seller from one seller here. It's looking like €8 each, so just keep an eye out on it, I would say. Europe side, 50 cents, 95 cents, at least 90 cents, so that's not terrible. We would have to see how that goes, but it's showing some upticks. Lugamon Blast Ace BT14, going down on our side, but on the Europe side, on the other hand, we're going in the 6s here, which is not terrible for Luga. We'll have to see if that goes up more closer to nationals or it just goes down. We'll see. Europe side looking like €7.50, €7.50, €8, €8, €9. Crazy. It's going down, which is good to see, but they seem to be at a higher category. They were in the 10s. Wow. Death X Alternate Art X Record. Lightly Play is $95.98, and then you have $95.98. Holy cow. Not many sales recently, but it's been selling the 90s. So I would say if you guys aren't planning on playing Death X and you have this sitting in your binder, I mean, this is money here. That's a good solid $100 bill, you know, close to it. So make your money and make your profit. Especially on, we don't know when LM2 will be released. That will tank this price. So, I mean, do you wait until they announce LM2's way they're printing it out? Or do you know, sell it now, make your profit, and just wait it out? I think a lot of players are going to be waiting it out. Some players might want to pick it up at a decent price, so just keep an eye out on it. €7, 71 euros and 23 cents. Kind of plenty in the 75 range, which isn't terrible. Then bumps up to 80s. You guys are a little bit cheaper than us, which is good to see. You're not pushing that close to the 100 range. Angelwomon Dimensional Phase BT11. Us showing some more traction. This is just because BT11 is just the major short print set of the world. To be honest with you, the rare screw up was just killing the mix. But this could just because the people are getting ready for the EX6 hype, which is eventual. We're gonna probably see that closer after January 5th is over with. Because once January 5th happens, I think we're going to see the traction of EX6. So just keep that in mind. We're looking at €6.50, €7, €8.25. Okay. Not euros, dollars. Holy cow. I mixed them up so quickly. €5, €6, €7 range. Plenty in the €5. Yeah, you kind of are matching us here. Not terrible. War Greymon Alternator Cross Time BT12. So today, basically on the 28th, we're looking at $35 and just ticking up a little bit. So, but it's on buyout, 5 listings, crazy. Last solds were kind of few in the 35, 30 range. You guys know that there's also the participation version and stuff like that. So there's ways of getting an alternate art for a little bit cheaper. Europe side looking like €20, 21 euros. Oh, that's a big gap. We're like a $15 difference. Wow. Crazy. It's not usually we have that kind of gap on our alties, but it does happen. Bloomlord alternate art from Cross Encounter BT10. Climbing up. Somebody bought for $50 a piece on Christmas. Yeah. I don't know what to say here. Bloomlord is a ticking time bomb. Bloomlord's gonna, once we get BT16, we're gonna see a uptick here that's unlike any others. So definitely once we get the restriction list in BT15, I mean, it's gonna be Bloomlord City. Europe side looking like €37.95 to 40s pretty quickly. You guys are on the same buyout list here. King Sukamon, Winner's Back, Blast Ace, starting to show a little uptick, selling in the 8s and 9s, just because, you know, poop deck is poop deck. Europe side looking like €4 to €5. Kind of good to see they're like a $3 difference than us. You guys got it for definitely cheaper. Maybe poop deck is a fun deck. Analog Man, Event Pack 5, Dimensional Face BT11. This card, I am in a love-hate relationship. I've gotten two. I need 2 more. $40 though, I'm not paying it. I should have grabbed them. But this card is expensive. I would wait for the flooding of nationals to really affect this. Europe side, I want your cards. I want these. Send me them for €10 a pop. I would pay that. The fact that you guys are this cheap is upsetting me. But yeah, you guys have plenty of stock. We're on buyout with $40. Crazy. But, you know, Machine Dramon's not as popular in the Europe side, if I've remembered from standings and stuff like that. Burning Greymon Across Time pre-release card BT12. Bought out. Nothing left. Was bought out on 12/26. Crazy. Looking like plenty of stock, though, for the pre-release Burning Greymon. €5, €8. Yeah. Crazy. Nummon Blast Ace pre-release card, $7, and at least tapering down a little bit. So you need at least 2 to 3 of this. So if you can pick them up for, you know, $5 from friends, do that. I think that would be decent. Europe side looking like €1, €2. You guys have it for $5 cheaper. Crazy. Waron, across time pre-release card. This card is spiking. This is a little bit... This was on the 17th before we actually had all the set being really pushed. But reason for this spike is until we get the LM support, this card is technically the max rarity. So if you want BT16, if we don't see LM2 by the time that comes out, Waron's going to be... This is the max rarity card if you want a max rarity Imperial Dramon. This green Waron is what you want to have. Just give you a heads up. Europe side looking like 50 cents, 70 cents, €1, €1 50 cents. Yeah. Kyuman versus Royal Knights, pre-release stamp, $15.50 and climbing. Card is good in generalization. It's a good jammer, especially since yellow just can instantly remove something. So if you don't want to worry about anything, this card is just going to be at 15 plus for a while. Europe side, 15 to 25 euros. Holy cow. You guys are on buyout. Man, oh man. Gaugamon. Or Gaugamon. So this card here is the last card, I think. If I remember correctly. Nope, I got one more. So Gaugamon is something you want to watch out for, especially with the hits in BT16. This deck started to show up and start playing hardball again. The mill strategy was hurting this deck and pushed people from playing it. But this deck is now back to being like nutso again. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of tops in Nationals with this. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of tops in JP, in BT16's format with this deck, just because of the way it plays. Europe side, €1 to €2 for the pre-release stamp. Huh? Nope. Nope. We are on the long one. Gaugamon, please. We need 11s. There we go. So, give me 11, please. I said 11. There we go. €1.75 to €1.80 to €2. Yeah, that's about it. Skull Knightmon Cavalier mode is on buyout, though. Dark Knightmon's not really doing anything, so I don't understand why we are spiking this up, unless there's a spicy list that I don't know about yet. Pre-release card, you know, New Awakening. It is an older card, harder to get your hands on. A few people were buying a lot in Christmas. There was at least 3 sales. So, just something to keep an eye out on. Europe side, €1.50 to €3 to €4. Plenty of stock, actually, really cheap paired to us. So, guys, what did you think of the market watch? Let me know down in the comments. Hopefully, guys, enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace!